this last episode with Monique and Titus, it was finally the day that Monique was supposed to meet Titus's family and then go visit Titus. But when she goes to this restaurant, her sisters were grilling Titus, and then Monique got all upset and she wanted to leave. So she goes through the restaurant to get to the parking lot, and when she goes inside the restaurant, she ends up falling, and she fell hard. And I know the cameramen were mad as hell that they didn't get a better shot of that, because unfortunately, like, one camera man ended up being outside and they had to like move their camera real fast, and they kind of got Monique falling, but it really wasn't a really good shot, but we kind of saw it. And apparently Monique claims that she just all of a sudden just passed out. She just out of nowhere just got lightheaded, fell to the ground, and she was really confused when she opened her eyes, and everyone was like, yo, you need to go to the hospital and make sure it's not something serious. And Monique's like, yeah, so I'm thinking it's because I haven't ate or drank in over 24 hours, because she's been on this weight loss medication. And we've seen this happen with like people, what was it, 1,000-pound roomies, like that one girl on there. She wasn't eating enough protein, and suddenly like she kind of like went into this daze. I've heard about it so many times with people taking weight loss medication. They go just way too long, and then finally they F around and find out the hard way when their body just goes too far, and next thing you know, they end up in the emergency room. Some people were saying they kind of feel like Monique was faking it to try to come up with the excuse not to see Titus, because that kind of seems like that's something she's really nervous about. I don't think she faked it. I mean, I'm sure that had to be embarrassing to have that happen in the restaurant, you know. I'm sure that had to be hard, because you got all these people like, oh my god, what happened to you? And the fact, like, when you're a bigger person, it takes more to get you up. So I don't think she faked that. I mean, I feel like if she was going to try to get out of the visit, she would have came up with something else. And after she fell, they ended up talking her into going to the hospital. So they go to the ambulance, and when they're loading on the ambulance, first Monique loads up, and then her two sisters try to get in the ambulance, and one of the freaking EMTs was like, y'all, all three of you are coming, and he sounded pissed and super annoyed. But I don't blame him. I mean, it's already packed enough on ambulances as it is. Then it looked like they had multiple EMTs getting into the back trying to kind of watch over Monique. So yeah, that would have just been too much for the sisters to ride too. So one sister did ride with Monique, and another sister ended up getting in her car, and they go to the hospital, and next thing you know, we see Monique, and she said that they ran tests, everything came back good, and she was about to get released from the hospital. But Monique's biggest challenge has yet to come. She still has to face the music with Titus and let him know that she can no longer come see him. Like, this man is expecting Monique to meet his family like any minute and then come meet him. And here he is anticipating that, and then he calls Monique, and instead of Monique being like, oh, I'm about to meet your family, I'll see you soon, baby, she's like, yeah, actually, I had this fall, I had to go to the hospital, and all our plans now are now canceled. And he was pissed. He was so mad that he freaking called Monique a bitch. And I'm like, damn, like, you're only 3 episodes in, and you're already calling your girl a bitch. I'm like, okay, like, if you're already this loose-lipped 3 episodes in, I'm like, I can't imagine what he's saying behind closed doors. He's talking way too crazy, way too early on, and I know Monique wants everybody to like him so bad, but he's not really doing much to help get brownie points from people talking crazy like that only a few episodes in. And then Monique ends up getting a phone call from Titus, and she had an attitude with him because he called her a bitch last time they talked, and she's like, look, I'm going to block you unless you apologize to me. And Titus is standing 10 toes down. He's not willing to apologize because he's pretty much like, I'm not going to apologize for telling you how I feel. And he kind of just told like Monique, like, look, you have to be willing to take care of yourself. If you're not going to take care of yourself, I don't want to hear you whine and cry about it. And I think that's just like Titus saying in a nice way, like, look, if you can't take care of your own self and care enough about yourself, then how can you expect me to care about you? He definitely sounds like the type of man that's not going to put up with any type of excuses. He's trying to push Monique to be better, And Monique was like, well, look, if you can't apologize, I'm going to block you. And next thing you know, her sisters took the phone and they were talking to Titus. And luckily, Titus didn't hang up in their face this time. He actually heard them out. And I appreciate the sisters taking over the phone because I feel like they were able to explain how Monique was feeling in a better way. We've seen how savage Monique is, like on social media. I'm sure if the cameras went around, she would have been cussing him all the way out. And he didn't see an issue with what he did. And the thing is, you can't make someone apologize for something that they're not sorry for. You can't make someone see something. Like, she wanted him to just understand like how he hurt her, but she wasn't explaining herself good. And that's why I like how the sisters took over, because she's just like, okay, so you're gonna apologize and say you're sorry, or I'm gonna block you. But it's like, you need to go and say like what really hurt you, like the bitch comment and him not believing her when she said that she went to the hospital. At this point, he thinks that she's just making up excuses as a way not to see him, because it's already been long enough and she still hasn't seen him, and you can tell that's really starting to irritate the hell out of him. And now he's like, okay, is this girl even really serious, or is she just playing games with me? If I was Monique, I would be showing him my hospital band, showing him my hospital paperwork, show him the little video that you made while you were sitting inside the hospital room that you sent to the producers that they showed. Titus has got to chill out though, because that is way too early on. Like, literally, you just met the sisters and within days you're calling their sister a biatch in front of them. That's not leaving a good first impression with the sisters or the people who are watching you on the camera. And I almost feel like when Monique was wanting him to apologize, she was wanting him to apologize for her sisters to hear and for the viewers to hear more than she wanted to hear it, just so people could be like, okay, well, he apologized, it's okay. But he kind of stood on it, the bitch comment, which I find it interesting though. Like, why didn't they get the bitch comment on video? Like, weren't they filming with Monique since she left the hospital? It literally seemed like they were filming with her till she went to the hospital and when she left the hospital. Maybe that's why he felt more comfortable saying it, because there weren't cameras around. I don't know, but she didn't tell him, like, when she was upset. I don't remember her saying, like, look, I want you to apologize specifically for the bitch comment, but that's what it sounded like she was mainly upset about. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching.